here we go. This is a practice run looking at Carad Co in preparation for this evening. Carad Co does appear in the specimen exam. The copy we've got is from a printed version, which is fine. Question 31, and let's just go through it. The starting point to any question like this, 20 minutes, I would normally say would allow us 45 minutes. Sorry, I said 20 marks, but 20 marks would allow us about 45 minutes, in my humble opinion. And we have to work out the sales price variance, the sales volume contribution variance for November. We're given some information. The material price planning variance, the material price operational variance. Now we are given the material price variance in total, so we might be able to use that and simply subtract one from the other, but we'll see. And we are asked for the labour rate variance and the labour efficiency variance. A total of 11 marks, 9 marks for explaining the reasons why Carad would be interested in a material price planning variance and the material price operational variance. Interesting. 9 marks there, nearly half of the whole marks for the exercise, and something worth certainly mulling over as you're preparing your numerical calculations, or even breaking off from the numerical to make sure that you get a good shot at that. I mean, could you imagine if you could get 6 out of that? You've only got to get 4 out of the other 11, and you've got your 50%. So they are being generous with those reasons why Carad would be interested in the material price planning variance and the material price operational variances. Okay, so we know where we're starting from. We're looking at a sales price variance and a sales volume contribution variance. I would immediately draw up my little table. I would start with my original budget. Certainly because I'm using Excel rather than the ACCA software, which perhaps isn't ideal, but I am able to do the wrap text, which I'll use. I've given myself 3 blank columns just because I want to have room to be able to put in all sorts of things in the margin, as it were. I then have the actual sales and then the actual price. Now we're looking at sales variances. We can see quite quickly that we're dealing with 2 products, so we'll get into that in a minute. But we know that we've been asked to work out a sales price variance, so that will be down here. If I give it a nice little colour, make it pale blue, and that oh, so much for making it pale blue. But and then in here we'll make this one a sort of orangey colour. And what we've now got is this is the sales volume contribution variance. And here we've got the sales price variance. So if nothing else, we know where we are heading. And it's fair enough here, I can delete rows, but it doesn't really matter because you can cut and paste them in the ACCA software. So what do we know? The Carad is an electronics company that makes 2 types of television, plasma screen and LCD. So I'm going to be looking at the plasma TVs, LCD TVs, and it operates in a highly competitive market and is constantly under pressure to reduce prices. I can't help thinking there's probably going to be an adverse sales price variance, but we'll just see. Carad operates a standard costing system and performs a detailed variance analysis on both products on a monthly basis. Extracts from the management information for the month of November. Okay, this is November. Are given below. Number of units made and sold, 1,400. Okay. Then we've got something to do with the price variance for material and the labour variance, which I'm going to just scoot over because I can see that note number 1 is what relates to A1. The budgeted total sales volume for TVs was 1,180, consisting of an equal mix of plasma and TV screens. So in the original budget, the units of each of these TVs was considered to be equal, and so if I do in here 1180 divided by 2, that gives me 590, and presumably 590 would apply to the LCDs. Actual sales volume was 750 plasma, which is a good old achievement, and 650 again, beating the target for the LCDs. The standard sales prices are 350, so we've got the price, and that's standard price is 350 for the plasmas and 300 for the LCDs. The actual sales prices achieved during November were 330 and 290. And we're building up a picture. The standard contribution for the plasma TVs are 190 and 180 respectively. So I'll add a little bit of room here. Contribution per unit, 190 and 180. And seeing as I did it like that, I can just drag that down. And that will be equal to the next column. We don't know what the variable cost is, so we have to say the variable cost is going to be the difference between the two, and that becomes useful because I can now say that the variable cost, the standard variable cost, is going to be what we will use in order to work out the standard the contribution based on the actual price. Now we've got the beginnings. We haven't got everything yet, but we can certainly start to work out these two variances that they've asked for. So if I want to know my total contribution for the plasma TVs, and I can work out my total contribution for the LCD TVs. LCD TVs, the total contribution is going to be the budgeted number of units times the contribution per unit. I can copy that and just go round, just putting in as many places as I can. And it's not going to quite work there, but it will do in a minute. And then in here, I just simply put in that's the 750 that we budgeted, that we actually produced and sold. And now I've got my total contribution coming up, which is the two contributions added together. Drag that along. Do a take away sum. So here we've got a adverse sales price variance, and here we've got a favourable sales volume variance. And I hope that that makes perfect sense. So we'll stop there.